the thing that really sticks out to me, Rhino, is the defensive flexibility that you have now. And this is with all due respect. Kirk Kriisa, Courtney Ramey did some very good things, no doubt. But it's a lot different now when Tommy Lloyd can employ Kylan Boswell, Jaden Bradley coming off the bench, obviously, Pelle Larsson, who we're going to talk about in depth, KJ Lewis, Caleb Love. You can really take some chances. You can really extend that defense just with that kind of length, that strength, and that athleticism that you have there.
You really don't have a weak link in that group, right? Some of them may be better defenders than other, but in a lot of cases, you can switch every perimeter dribble handoff or ball screen with that group and not go, oh no, if so-and-so gets matched up on Arizona's player, we're in trouble.
Right.
In a lot of cases, you would say Arizona, unless they play a very, very big front line that has guys that can play inside and out, but even then, Arizona did a great job of switching on Kyle Filipowski with Kylan Boswell, with Jaden Bradley, because of the other pieces. This is I don't want to get too far excited, but I'm
Do it, Ryan.
Okay, I'll do it. Okay, yes. I can back the A here and really get excited about Arizona defensively. You take the perimeter ball pressure that they can provide, the strength that they have. Kylan Boswell at the top, as Reggie Geary has pointed out, he's called it the tip of the spear, which I loved how he coined that early on in this year's team. You take that group, and then you look at what Keyshawn Johnson can do, and he can play and defend all 5 spots.
Right.
And then you've got rim protection with Umar. You've got Mo Krivas, who – holy cow, he was out in passing lanes on Sunday afternoon. Again, maybe won't see that in the high-level games, but point being is you really don't have a significant drop-off at almost any of these positions. That top 8 rotation maybe as solid defensively as Arizona's had in, I don't want to say forever. Let's not get too carried away, but in a long time.
How about 03 when you could bring Hassan, when you could bring Andre Iguodala off the bench? This is to me a little bit like that. And again, it's 03 had the second most years where you were ranked, I think second most weeks you were ranked number 1, if I'm not mistaken. It was something like 7 weeks or something like that. So it was obviously an awesome team. But you checked off every box. You had Jason Gardner, you had Salim, you had Luke Walton. Excuse me, you had Ricky Anderson, you had Channing Frye, and then you bring in that little athleticism off the bench there with Hassan, with Andre Iguodala. There's a lot of that this year where you got Kylan Boswell, you got Caleb Love, you've got Keyshawn Johnson, you've got Umar Ballo, Pelle Larsson, and then, oh, by the way, here comes KJ Lewis, Jaden Bradley, and Mo Krivas off the bench. There's no dead weight at all in that rotation there, Rhino.
That's a pretty good comparison to 03 and the ability to defend at all 5 spots. Again, not hide guys, not feel like. And again, no disrespect to Kerr or to Azulis, but last year you had to strategically find ways to not get beat with those 2 guys and who they were guarding. Well, what kind of stinks in college basketball for us last year is it was the point guard and the 4-man, which are sometimes in a 4-man in college basketball, you could be defending a big, you could be defending a small, it's interchangeable. That makes it tough if you have a weak link at the 4 spot defensively. Arizona does not have that this year, be it Keyshawn or Pelle defending. And I would love to dive in more to Pelle and what he's doing, and we'll do that. But Arizona's balance defensively, we'll talk about their balance offensively because I got a stat for you. But the balance defensively is just very special right now.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Pelle Larsson because, Rhino, that's why you're the man, because that's where I was going to go next. Pelle Larsson, you could tell from day one, even when he would struggle, Tommy Lloyd, who has been pretty right on most of his predictions. He said, last year he said, I expect Pelle Larsson to be in consideration for the defensive player of the year in the conference. Maybe it was a year early, but right now, Rhino, this is apex Pelle Larsson. Defensively, you had the stat the other day where I think he's drawn 16 fouls or something when I was listening. Talk about what you've seen from Pelle out there.
Yeah, he's playing at an all-time high from a defensive standpoint. I think his offensive numbers are exceptionally efficient. But what stands out to me defensively, I mentioned this on the air, the 3 things I've seen from him, he is his effort, his intelligence, and his intensity defensively have led the team.
Right.
The guy's flying all over the place. from an effort standpoint, he is putting in tremendous effort. From an intelligence standpoint, he's anticipating plays. He was guarding for many possessions, one of the best players on the team in a couple different cases on Sunday. Either the big man he was switched off on, he was guarding Dejuan Gordon, who was their leading scorer, interchangeably. But his ability to anticipate, and then the intensity in which he's playing. He's brought an emotional fire to Arizona defensively. I like the outburst that he's actually had, because he's kind of a laid back guy.
Yeah.
He's a Southern California type personality.
Dude, great way of putting it.
Right. But when he plays defense, and especially this year, it hasn't been that. How about his block shot on Sunday, where he used the principle of verticality to the perfect rule clarification, and then was still able to block the shot on a fast break. I love seeing that. And what's great about it for Arizona is the ability to guard multiple positions. He's not just a defensive stopper on a perimeter player.
Right.
He can defend that inside out, which I think will become very important as the season goes on. I love what Pelle has brought to the team.